Just as bad you. Just as bad you. Just as bad you.
Hey yo, what's good? How's everybody doing today? Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful fucking day. First and foremost, it is Tuesday, Wednesday. What fucking day is it? Wednesday, right? Yeah, it's Wednesday. How the fuck is everybody doing today? I kind of forgot what day it was. I promise I will forget what day it is. But it is a lovely, lovely fucking Wednesday. Tomorrow's Thursday. Tomorrow we're gonna be doing some wild, crazy shit. Hopefully we're gonna have some fun tonight. Um, well, tomorrow I'm doing something else. Tomorrow I'll probably be playing some Call of Duty and all the other good shit. But tonight we're going to be doing a deeper dive into CasparCG, some of the other cool shit that we could actually do with it. I haven't really gotten to show you guys some of the other stuff. I'm also gonna show you guys some cool shit you could do with Companion, and some behind the scenes like esports shit that we do. Without further ado, we are going to check out some other things and see how things are going. But I just wanted to see how you guys were and whatnot. So I've been talking about this and I've been trying to stay off of camera because it's hot in here. But tonight's actually pretty cool. But this week, well today, I went to pick up one of these. This is another Pro converter. I showed you guys this a little earlier. I showed you guys this when I probably didn't show it to you. I've showed you some of the things that it's capable of doing and whatnot. And yeah, it's really, really fucking cool how well this works. I'm going to be cursing a lot, just so you guys know, but, just in case. Kids should be in bed by now, but if they're not, hey, I could teach them some things. But either way, this is a Majorel Pro Convert. I actually picked this up today. They sell for $3.99, but because I get a creator's discount at B&H, I buy for $3.69. I also went and I picked up the Thunderbolt 3 Pro cable. Hold on. Give me 1 second. It's only because my confidence monitor is off. There we go. So I got this lovely cable. It says Pro on the sides. It's the braided one, so it's sitting right here actually. It is very fucking well made. And when I say it's beautiful, it's beautiful. Look at, hold on. I don't think you guys quite understand this. I have to fix. Look at that. Look at that cable. Look at how beautiful this cable is constructed. This cable is beautifully constructed. It's thick, it's durable, it's gonna last a while. That's my third cable that I bought like that. Mainly because the cables are fucking great. For all you sneakerheads. Oh wait. Oh look. Another cable. Another one. We found another one. This is another braided cable. The third one's actually hooked up over there with the other things. But yeah, this past week was it's I finally got a pair of Dunks this year after I've been trying so hard. So they're part of the Be True to Your School. So they're not SBs, so they're not super rare, but I finally have a pair. Yay. But that's pretty much it for all the toys that I've picked up. You guys know about the mic, SM7B. But I actually have this Mage Ball on the desk. It's this small, very small, very compact, very nice to have, very easy to travel with. It comes with a USB power, or if you have a power over internet or power over Ethernet, power over Ethernet switch capable, you can actually power it through Ethernet, and then you have the HDMI out there, and if you wanted to, you can actually plug in a keyboard and actually control it on a screen with this, or use a mouse, whichever. You can use a mouse, keyboard, and you'll be able to actually do that. Hey, what's up, William Sykes? Oh, that's you. How you doing, Mr. William Theodore Sykes? It shows like your full name on YouTube, so it's like, why is it doing that? I don't know, but hey, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching us on YouTube. Shakugan, yes, I know. I was sitting here, I'm like trying to remember names. It's been so long since we've been to a tournament, so like I can't remember like game player names and shit. So when we do go back to this shit, it's gonna be like tough. But this is one of the toys that I have actually picked up. Now the thing that I actually do use to actually do a lot of these shows, which we're gonna be talking about, is a ATEM Constellation 8K. You guys are probably wondering what the fuck is that. I'm gonna show you guys in a second. As soon as I get my mouse without borders back on, we could actually go over to the other screen so we can actually jump into that. But so here we go. So hold on, this is definitely not in the right spot. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna open up a new window, and I'm gonna show you guys what the ATEM Constellation is, and we're gonna talk a little bit more about why I bought this. So in order for us to further talk about what it is that I'm gonna be doing with CasparCG and all the other good stuff, I think it's best for you guys to understand what kind of equipment we actually use here. So now normally whenever we go off and we do a fighting game tournament, an Overwatch stream, a Call of Duty stream, League of Legends for high school, you know, all of these different events, we tend to need different types of gear. Traditionally, back in the days, we used to use a computer with a capture card, has several inputs on it, or it could have one input, and then we have two webcams. We put it all together. We hook all our microphones into a mixer. We normally have the headsets and stuff. I've actually switched over to just using a mic for at-home streams because I'm a little bit more comfortable with it. Plus, I want to stop using all my professional shit at home, so it just makes sense for me. So, you know, back in the days, we used to just fly. We used to not fly out, but, you know, jump in the car, load the car up with all our gear, drive down to Pennsylvania for a biggie event, set up everything, plug everything in, and be ready to go. Those days are come and gone. Mainly because we kind of gotten to the point where we're just sick and tired. Well, not we, because I can't talk for everyone else. I'm going to talk about for myself and my crew. Something that we do is we will sit back and we'll evaluate every single stream. So back in 2017, we started evaluating a lot of our productions. We started evaluating a lot of our shows, and we started noticing a common denominator, a common problem. No matter what we try to do, no matter how much we try to nerf Windows from taking over certain things, Windows from doing whatever the fuck it wanted to do, whenever it felt like doing that, it was a very difficult thing for us to overcome, mainly because Windows has its own shit that it wants to do, and no matter how much you try to take control of Windows, there's certain functions that you cannot disable that you're going to need in order to do any of these shows. So we started looking at ideas. Now, a few years before 2017, I would say roughly about 2014, let's say 2013, 2014, Blackmagic made a device called the ATEM Television Studio. I have it somewhere in my house, just don't know where it is. When I do figure out where it is, I'm going to take a picture of it and I'm going to be like, it all started with this particular device. But back then I bought an ATEM television studio, and while it was a great device, I remember seeing Spooky talk about this device. He wanted to actually get this device, and he ended up not getting it because of the simple fact that it couldn't do one particular function that we want to have and we need in the fighting game community. We definitely need it in the fighting game community, and that's the ability to actually take in more than just one source and actually showcase it. So anytime we look at some of our fighting game tournaments, we have we'll have two cameras up, or we'll have the game and then the player camera up, or we'll have the game and the commentary cam up. And while the ATEM was fully capable of taking these in, the problem is that they were unable to mix them all together. So we were unable to like mix them all together. Blackmagic also made an ATEM 1ME and an ATEM 2ME. Now, the 1ME and the 2ME were the two devices that came with SuperSource functionality. Now, SuperSource is exactly what that is. If you think about every single camera or every single input on an ATEM being a source, SuperSource meaning you're capable of putting 4 of those all together in one scene and mix those together and do whatever the fuck you want with it and have a yabba dabba do time. But the cost of an ATEM 1ME at the time was like $3,000, and then for a 2ME was $4,000. So we sat there and we're like, FGC doesn't give us enough money for this. Like at the time, we're not making much. We're making enough to actually like eat that weekend. So it's literally just me and the guys and this, that, and the other, and we're just, having a good time. But as time goes on, budgets start getting bigger. Hold on. I'm trying to adjust this. All right, yeah, so budgets start getting bigger, and I start working outside of FGC. And as I'm working outside of FGC, I'm starting to take notice of different types of things going on. And while, yes, I went out and I bought an ATEM television studio, I used it because I wanted to capture the game feed that way. Because I felt like even back then, we weren't fully capable of capturing 60 frames unless we used some other shit in order to capture that video feed and then put it into XSplit or put it into Wirecast or whatever the fuck we were using at the time. However we needed to do it, it was just too many steps to get to this one thing. I wanted to take the least amount of steps to get there. And I ended up like learning shit as I started making my rounds doing different events. I was working all these different events, working on, I can't really talk about some of them, but I will say something like we would do like Comcast's like financial reports, their quarterly reports. We'll work with Credo's like parties and stuff like that will stream directly to like Blue Jeans and stuff. We were doing like a lot of like weird stuff, but the thing is like the tech behind it was literally like high end. It's like this guy would come out with an ATEM 2ME production studio, and I was like sitting there, I was like, yo, what the hell? Like, what is that? Like, what is that device? Like, I knew what it was, and I sat here and I'm like, yo, you're using that for this? I was like, yo, we could just slap this onto a PC and just get a capture card, because we have capture cards that can capture 4 inputs, and we're literally only capturing 3 cameras. That's it. And then graphics, and then mixing them in and having like a super like this camera here and another camera here and then a fucking presentation in the middle. Like, we were fully capable of doing that type of stuff in Windows. But the thing is like Me at this point in time, I started learning that I didn't trust Windows. Like Windows was not a friend. Windows was literally the enemy. And I did whatever I could to move away from doing things through Windows. So if I can capture the game a certain way, I would do it. If I can capture the cameras a certain way, I would do it. But lo and behold, it wasn't until like 2017 when it was, a ATEM 2ME came into our production rig, and we were like, okay, we got this. We can actually do this. We could actually handle all of this work. We could do things this way. We could do this. We could do that. But the problem then became, how can we get our graphics in? Because, we're so used to doing everything in XSplit. We're so used to doing everything in OBS. OBS can handle HTML overlays. XSplit can handle HTML overlays. How are we going to get that stuff put into this box? So after like careful research and all this, that, and the other, it's like I think everything like was timed perfectly, because we literally got the ATEM. From the ATEM, we got OBS to actually update so it could have decklink playout. Now, XSplit actually had this functionality, but for some weird reason, they only implemented it to just do whatever. So it would just send out one feed. Now, in order for us to use OBS to do overlays, we would have to switch the color space in it so that it was RGB, not NV12, which is what it's normally set to. So we would have to set the color space to automatically to be RGB with the 709 color space and this and the other, and then we'll be able to use the decklink playout to play out the channels properly. So if you guys were here yesterday, you guys actually got to see some of that stuff. Some of that stuff being, the alpha channel, which was white, and then just a regular fill, which is what it needs to be. With OBS now being able to actually do this stuff, we were like, okay, cool. We're able to actually do one layer of graphics, and that'd be cool. But I legit sat there after working with NBA 2K League for 2 years at this point. After working NBA 2K League for 2 years, I sat there and I've learned how to do things in a television production set. And I sat there and I'm like, okay, if you're going to have graphics, you need to be able to preview the graphic before it goes live. And normally, when we have a graphic to preview, that means that there's something else going on. So we need to find another way to implement another layer of graphics. So you could have one layer of font and a second layer of font. So as what the fuck? As I would call it, it's literally font 1 and font 2. So font 1, font 2. That's pretty much it. Keep it basic and simple. Font 1, font 2. So I found a way to get OBS to actually do this on 2 different layers. So we'd have font 1, we'll make a profile for it in a whole different scene collection, and then we'll have font 2, all that stuff. And we would have someone man it to make sure that what we needed was going to that at that particular time. At the same time, I'm learning more about Companion. I'm hearing about Companion. It works with the Stream Deck. It's beautiful. It's great. It incorporates so many different things. But I sat there and I'm just like, how can I implement this? And, as I went around, I started asking the same question. I'll go around to different forums. I'll go around to different groups on Facebook asking, hey guys, what do you guys use for overlays? Like, what do you guys use to play out graphics? Like, what are you using to do all this stuff? And everyone basically gave me the same fucking answer. CasparCG. CasparCG, CasparCG, CasparCG. The problem with CasparCG is it's not really supported fully. Over the last year, they actually implemented HTML into their server integration and stuff like that. So now we're able to actually utilize all the graphics that we use for fighting games and some of the graphics that I actually make for shit outside of fighting games. So to see that this now works, it's really great to see that we're actually fully capable of doing this. So now that CasparCG is basically the shit. The first and only show that I've actually ever done CasparCG was literally in my house. And it was only because I like to test things thoroughly before I implement it out in the wild. So if you ever see me do something out in the wild, it's literally something that I've done in my house 5 times, at least 5 times. So here it is now this year, doing a lot of work from home. We've upgraded from the ATEM 2ME production Studio 4K, and now we have the ATEM Constellation 8K. With this lovely fucking piece of equipment. In fact, I'm going to open up 2 tabs so that you guys can actually see the difference between these 2 devices. So we have this one, then we have this one. As you guys can see, the price differences, let's say $4,000 and $10,000. So there's a $6,000 difference between 4K. Mind you, it's not even 4K 60, it's 4K 30. There's a difference between 4K 30 and 8K 60. There's a huge difference between it for $6,000. So now, if we were to break down how well this device works, so we'll go down to the 2ME. You have 20 active inputs. 21 because input 1 is literally an HDMI or an SDI, which is completely switchable by you. You have 16 total video outputs and 6 auxiliary outputs. Now, the problem is when you hear 16 total video outputs, you're automatically like, what the fuck? 16? Like, there's 16 outputs? I never saw 16. Like, I always saw literally dedicated outputs. And I think that that's the problem with the verbiage that's within this breakdown. Because, hold on, I'll be right back. Let me go get it. Because it's not in a rack anymore. It's literally just sitting here. Give me a second. All right, so this here is the actual device. These here are all inputs. Okay, from here to here are all inputs. So if we were to count these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So yeah, it's a total of 16 outputs. The problem is that it also includes the auxiliary. So 6 of these are auxiliary, which means you have 10 other outputs available. The problem with the 10 other outputs is one of them is the ME1 preview. Another one is the ME2 program. And then the other 3 are program outputs for ME1. Then you have an HDMI for ME1. And then you have 4 for multi-view, 2 SDI, 2 HDMI. So, like I said, while this device was like really fucking great, it's handled a ton of shows for me since 2017. Every single FGC event that you saw, we did off of here. I've been happy with doing things off of this. It's been great. I loved it. I loved every single moment of it because it actually gave me my full 60 frames. We were actually able to show things the way that we felt it was intended. but I definitely needed to upgrade because we needed the ability to do a little bit more. Um, Mainly because if I scroll down here a little further, you'll start to see some of the limitations. So as you guys can see, it was fully capable of doing 1080p 60, 1080p 5994, and 60 are basically the same exact fucking thing. Um, it was capable of doing 4K 30, but as you guys already know, I want to be able to do 4K 60. I want to be able to shoot for the moon when that time does come. Um, the biggest issue that we had here was DVEs. So now DVEs are, if you want to be technical, there's a DVE technically in this scene right now. A DVE is basically a way for me to drop a video into another video and have it anywhere. If you ever watch the news, you know, whenever you see like the video of the graphic of the thing that they're talking about, like a graphic up here that they're just talking about and shit like that, that's pretty much a DVE. Like anything that pops in here, it's a DVE because that's where the term comes from. I can't remember what DVE stands for, but I just know that if I want a DVE, I know it's basically meant for a video to come up here, and it can also do a border, a drop shadow, and all kinds of other shit. But mind you, you only had one on this particular device that cost $4,000. We needed more. We needed the ability to handle a little bit more. It also had one super source engine, which most of these devices actually have, is one super source engine. And as I said to you before, a super source engine allows for anyone who's in control of this to actually put 4 video inputs together. And if you wanted to, you could put another one in, a 5th one using the DVE function, and then ta-da, you're done. You have 5 cameras up, and then you could throw a graphic over it, and ta-da, set, done, finito. But like I said, it's not always the case. It's not always great because, like I said, one DVE, it's not enough. So when they announced the ATEM Constellation 8K back in 2019, I instantly said, I have to have this. Saw the cost, was like, oh, another limitation about this bad boy right here. We're not going to talk about the Constellation just yet. Let me finish this. Another issue that we had with this. Everything that you take into this has to be exactly the same. So if you're working in 1080p 5994/60, everything needed to be 1080p 5994 or 60. Couldn't be 30, couldn't be 720p, couldn't be 1080i, couldn't be anything else. Had to be the same resolution, same frame rate. Now, I'm done talking negative about this device because even though, yes, it's still a good device, that's one of the few downfalls it had. The DVE limitation as well as the inputs all having to match. Now, when we look at the ATEM Constellation 8K, cost $10K, but didn't have that limitation with the inputs. You could take an input at 720, you could take an input at 480, you could take an input at NTSC. It'll capture it exactly the way it's supposed to capture it at the same aspect ratio and everything, and put it wherever it is that you need to have it. There is no limitation when it comes to, well, there is a limit because there's 4 DVEs, but what's great about it is that you get 16 because you have 4 MEs. So for every ME, you have 4 DVEs. So imagine being able to, oh, another thing, it has 40 inputs. So imagine you have, let's say 30 cameras. Let's say you had 20 cameras all in here, right? 20 cameras. Let's say 20, let's say 30. 30 cameras inputted into here. If you wanted to have like a little box for every single camera in one scene, you could technically do that because you could just say DVE, 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 DVE. You got 4 DVEs per ME. What's great about the MEs is that you can actually capture them in the one lower of it. So the first ME is able to capture 2, 3, and 4, so on and so on. So ME1 can capture 2, 3, 4. ME2 can capture 3, 4. ME3 can capture 4, and 4 can't capture shit because it's basically the top layer. So if you are knowledgeable in Photoshop, you could basically think of it as like 4 ME is the fourth ME is the top layer, and then 3 is the lower one, 2 is lower than that, and then 1's lower than that, and everything that's down there is basically there and could be blocked by everything in the 4 ME. So if you wanted to, you could actually create a scene where you could just have the 4 feeds by itself on a DVE on a blank source just there, and then you could take that, superimpose it in SuperSource, because now you could take 4, so that means you could take the 4 MEs and just put them all together. But you don't hear me though. But we're able to actually do a lot of magical things with this new ATEM. We've learned so many different things. That's why I bought one of these devices, because now that we work from home, we've actually been this is our way of getting NDI into that ATEM. It actually works with these devices too. It's just, we want it there because, that's the new toy. It's a new baby. So we just basically just do everything over there. But either way, enough talk of the hardware and shit that we've spent money on this year and why we use it. Let's start digging deeper into CasparCG and all the other good shit. So if we need to parsec into our other PC. So we have to parsec to our CG computer, and let's see what's going on. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to open up our CasparCG and we're going to open the auto restart. Now, the other day, you guys saw me have problems with this. So far, I haven't had any problems ever since I actually hard configured the Thunderbolt to actually see that actual device. Now if we just open up the client, we'll be all set. So I'm gonna basically open the client back up with the rundown that we had from yesterday. In this rundown, we actually had a couple of videos, a couple other things going on. So I'm gonna pick the For You, and that's pretty much it. So we had a couple of videos, and then we had a couple of overlays going. So now I'm basically going to switch over to my scene 6 so you guys can actually see some of the shit going on. So just so you guys know, you guys are probably seeing like all that shit over there and like what the fuck. So that's my multi-view from my Constellation. Constellation allows me to actually customize my multi-view so I could actually see things, move things around, and do things however the fuck I feel like doing it. But either way, what I wanted to do is, hold on, let's go here. So if we were to basically start this video up, and let's start up all the videos. So start this video. Start all these videos. So all these videos are basically set to loop. So if you guys can notice, we have 4 videos playing. Then we have these 2 here that are literally just there to be there. One thing that I did learn is that you can actually add NDI sources to CasparCG, and you can actually play it on whatever channel you want. So if I were to say, hey, let's do a command for an NDI feed, this is basically how you would do it. And this took me a while to actually learn, but I'm actually happy that I learned it. So it's stop 1-1 play 1-1 and it's hold on, NDI colon / I'm gonna do just for this test, we're gonna just do this mini PC / what's it actually called? I think it's called GTX. Hold on, I'll tell you in a second. So you literally just have to get the name of whatever the device is. All right, so it's NVIDIA GeForce. GTX 1081, close, and then as I'm done, I can go back to the custom command. No idea what's going on, but you love it. Hey, what's up, Nacho Taco? So basically what I'm showing is some things that I've been messing about with. So one thing I didn't like about this was how it actually handles all of this stuff. Play 1-1 NDI. See, I know if I do this, this will work. Because it's like weird when it's something that has spaces, you have to do something very different. So I'm just going to open up OBS real quick. And once I open up OBS, I can just start NDI. Let's go to scene collection. We'll go to OBS video. And I'll be able to just skip through a lot of these videos because you guys can see the videos. A lot of these are from ECT, Capcom, and all that other good stuff. So you guys can see it there. If I go to NDI output, turn it on. Let's just call it OBS. Say OK. And then if I go here, and then I say play. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm definitely having a little network issue. I'll be right back. Okay, so like I said, quick break. We are back. But not fully. Hold on. We'll be back shortly with, this. All right. So, as you guys can see, videos are still running. Videos are still going because I set them to loop. Now, I can't remember what the fuck this was supposed to be. So, what we're going to do is we're going to actually look this stuff up together. All right. So, NDI. So yeah, I was doing this right. So I don't understand why it just said no, I don't want to do that. So you go to custom commands. I added a custom command. There's no delay. Play one. NDI. Oh, look at that. Now it plays. Son of a bitch. So yeah, as you guys can see, it's basically playing a video from here. So it's whatever I play here is what's going to play there. So if I go to this, if I go to this, if I go to this, 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 it's just going to continuously play whatever video it is I'm playing from OBS. Now, as you guys can see, there's that white there. It's white because, it's white. It's white because that's the alpha, so that you can actually see through anything that's there. So if there was a video that I was playing that had some type of alpha, you would actually see it there. I actually don't have anything on this computer that does have alpha, so we wouldn't be able to actually showcase that. So you guys are fresh out of luck. If you guys have any questions, tech related or anything like that, please ask away. I'm 100% here to answer any of your questions, streaming related, gaming PC related, whatever. If you like, this is the time for you guys to like ask your questions. So if you have questions, please don't be shy, ask. Yeah, don't be shy. Just ask, all right? So let's see. So we've actually set CasparCG up. What is that prank video? What prank video? The one that's in 32? All right, so just for Loki. Just for Loki, we're gonna do this. We're gonna show this video. We're gonna show this video. Okay? So that he can understand the purpose of that video. It's a comedy sketch that it's a comedy sketch that we got. I'm trying to figure out why that PC disappeared. Give me a second. Yeah, there's too much NDI shit going on, so that's the reason why it's fucking up. Hold please. Tips on building a PC. First of all, you have to address your needs. Whatever your needs that you're going to need for this PC, is something that you should always make sure that you take care of first. Whether it's because okay. Whether it's you're gaming and you want to get into streaming, those are the things that you want to take heed to. You want to make sure that when you're building this, that it's perfectly capable of doing those things that you want it to do. So with that being said, yo, what's up, Faustus? So with that being said, I will say that the one thing that you want to make sure that it's capable of, in like, if you're looking for a budget build, I normally do build, like, I will normally like price out a PC build that's perfect for you, so that if you wanted to get into streaming, you could actually get into streaming as well as game pretty well on that PC. And I've done a couple of builds that's under $1,800, but they're very powerful machines and they will still last you at least 5 years. You would still be able to use it like 4 or 5 years later. Like, they're 8-core, 16-thread PCs, pretty good GPUs, because I feel like, you know, GPUs, when it comes to it, you should only be buying NVIDIA if you're looking to stream. Anybody who's looking to stream and they buy an AMD GPU, you're going to be having the hardest of hard times. But let's get to this video so that our good friend Loki knows exactly what this is about. All right, so here you go. Let's do this, and let's get rid of this. Here you go.
Goon Scrap DVD 2017 odds. Mans are back to really show you beans how mix up it gets in these ends.
You cussy start the 2016 film was greasy?
Yo, stop this. Goon Scrap DVD 2017 odds is jam-packed with bare shit to blow a man's seller socks off. I guess a man like Ed wasn't so honest about this part of the 6 odds. Pockets are being inspected. The ghost lines are up. Sneaky plots unfold right before your head top.
Oh my guy, let me talk to you for a sec, bro.
Yo, I'm a church youth, dog.
Bro, I didn't ask you if you protect the Lord, my guy. Let me holler at you. Forward,
I don't want to
forward.
Why you moving like that, yo?
Don't ask me I'm moving, no.
That's my dad's money, man.
Tell him Tycho has that, bro.
Man, them know our motto. New year, bear man's getting pumped up in their head top. Critics are vexed about the places mans are getting dummied. At Shooter's yard during a taboo sessions.
My mom's sleeping, bro.
My bad, G, my bad.
Yo, Ricardo Sish on the man them said I make some of what?
You're right.
Early, bro. And what's a rat's look called, bro?
Yo, the grade 7.
Man's don't even
Bro,
know,
what's a rat's look called, bro? You bean? What's wrong with you? Fucking walking, bro. You
hey,
need
man,
waist
fuck
skins,
that.
bro. You type of weight
Your
skins.
mom's out.
Fucking lip, bro. Watch your lip. Watch your my line.
Yo, you're not allowed to, man. It's a suspect taste, man.
Bro, what? Bro, like, what are you dealing with, bro?
Yeah.
Are you dumb, bro? I got one. My foot, bro. Bro, my foot. Bro. Get my mom's table again, bro. Look, bro. My f***ing shame, bro. I dropped 50 on this, eh?
At Shaq's Earth Strong Telly ting.
Yo, you're not gonna send me the Insta? You're in Gossa then, dog.
Yo, ease up with your fingers, G. Go, so move your fingers, dog.
Trust me, yeah, I just came home, throwing a birthday party, you should forward.
Oh, leave. Saying you're coming home with Tycho. You see the ice? Was that a little coca?
Yeah, man, again, straight off the University Ave. Yo, what the f? Yo, so what are you, a butter or something, my That's $9 on my Dukes' credit card. I'm gonna respect the Dukes.
Let's go down. You guys are bums, bro, on your Duke's credit card.
Why you talking? What, bro?
After a long day of popping tags on Orifice Road.
Come out the whip, my guy. Jump out the whip, chief. That's my earring.
Yo, this man's on right now.
Bro,
It's not
that's
your
my
earring,
Jordan
fam.
earring, bro. I
Fam,
got that for
I
granted.
got this in my Earth
Bro, I
Strong
don't
for my
know say a
birthday,
man zone
fam.
that from my Duke's crib. I don't
Yo,
run like
yo,
that.
fam, it's nothing like that, fam.
Yo, swing that earring,
man.
bro.
Come on, let's go, fam. Let's go. Yo, talk to this man. What's this man dealing with, fam? This is my earring, see? Yo, come on, do it, man. This is my earring, my first shot.
A man can even get caught in mix-up for no reasons.
I know where you're at. Go on your auntie's house, dog. I don't even care. I don't care.
So now you understand that that video that you're seeing up there is literally like a part of this compilation video. We're not going to continue watching it because I want to get back into things. I legit want to get back into CasparCG, its usage, and all the other good stuff. I think the reason why I'm having a problem is mainly because I think I've ran out of I definitely ran out of Ethernet cords, so I definitely don't have I don't have an Ethernet cord plugged into this PC. But what I will say is that a lot of this shit that we're going to be doing, you know, is pretty simple, pretty basic, and you guys will get to see all of the fine things that we'll be doing. I'll send you the video via Discord or something. But as I said before, we'll get back to the tips for building a PC. You basically want to build something that's pretty sustainable. So here's my take on it. You want to build on the latest board because you know that the latest board is going to give you the most support going forward with other CPUs. So if AMD, and I'm going to basically say this, build on an AMD chipset over an Intel chipset. Your friends will probably sit here and tell you that Intel is better, Intel's this, Intel's that. Intel's been losing this chip war for quite some time, for pretty much the last like 4 years now. Ever since AMD has come out with their Ryzen line, the i7, i9, i3, i5 has all basically been shit. So with that being said, I'm basically going to sit here and tell you, just go AMD. If you wanted me to like quickly do a build for you now, if you were to say what that budget was, I can actually do a quick build for you now and post it in chat for you, if you like. Nacho Taco. I'll wait, because I don't know if you're like pause the video, if you're up to date or anything like that. But yeah, just let me know. If I don't hear anything, I'm just going to continue on. So now that you guys are kind of familiar with CasparCG, something that is actually cool with CasparCG is that once you start using CasparCG, you start learning, hey, if I put my files in this media folder, then everything that I put here will populate here. Mind you, this thing actually handles audio, this thing actually handles video, this thing handles pictures, this thing handles everything you can possibly think of. Intel's not, you don't want to build Intel. Intel's horrible. Intel is, like, you got a lot of people who swear by Intel, and I used to be one of those guys that swore by Intel. Like, every single PC that I've had here is Intel. And this, my wife's computer, all these other computers and shit, my kid's computer, all AMD. All AMD. So I'm going to get rid of this. We're going to clear that out, and then we're going to remove it. But if we jump back over to this scene here now, So you guys remember 37, 38, 39, and 40 are all key and fill. So the keys are at the top. Sorry, the keys are at the bottom. The fills are at the top. So 37 is the fill channel. 38 is the key channel. 39 is a fill channel. 40 is a key channel. So if I were to play downtime right now on channel 1, I have downtime on channel 1. And I don't know if you guys noticed this, but if we were to kind of take this into our next scene, let's just put this here. So now what's cool about that is that you see what's going on beneath this photo. That means it's being keyed and filled. But if I were to take, what channel is this? 37. If I was to take channel 37 flat on, when this goes blank, you're not going to see it. So watch when it changes, you'll see what I mean. So you see how it went to black? Because there's nothing behind it and it's not being alphaed in. So, ta-da. Actually, let's get rid of it from being part of a key. And let's take a look and see what happens. Oh, look at that. Still there. So that's pretty much it for that. So what I wanted to do was, we wanted to kind of play around with the Stream Deck with Companion. So now Companion is a lovely piece of software that we use to get things done. So this is the interface for Companion. Once you have Companion installed, which I'm using on a Raspberry Pi, once you basically have it there, you have the ability to do some magical things. If we take a look at by manufacturer just how many things it's actually capable of talking to, you see it's a very long list. What's also great about it is that for you at home, it actually works with OBS. So, in fact, if I type in OBS right now, OBS, so you can see it works with OBS. I'm going to add it just so you guys can see it. You have to install WebSockets in order for it to work. But once you have it installed and all that other good stuff, you'll be able to actually... Oh, wait. My bad. Yeah, I don't have WebSockets installed on this computer. Let's install that real quick. Let's install this WebSockets real quick so that you guys can actually see some cool shit. This is from May 7th. This should work. I think I need 4.9. I might need it. Hold on. We'll see. Yeah, do it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tools. The WebSockets there. So it's enabled. 444 is the port. So if we go back to BitFocus, 4444, hit apply. Come on. Oh, I see where my problem is. Something I was doing when I was writing the code for all the other shit. So now you can see like it just connected. So now you could actually see all the things that you need to, if you wanted to see, you could actually see it. So if we were to go ahead, click a button, we're going to go to page 2. And let's say we're going to set this button, set it regular. And these are some of the functions that you could actually do. So we could actually mute sources. You could set source text free type, reconnect to OBS, which sometimes happens, it'll get disconnected. Toggle visibility of a scene. So like if I say, hey, I want to be able to see this scene and this, that, and the other. It's not pulling this shit, which is weird. Because it's supposed to be able to pull all the information. So if I go to OBS, you can start, stop recording. You can change scene. So if I say here, say change scene, we're going to change the scene too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this here, bring this here, bring this over here. And what I'm going to do is we're already on scene 6. I'm going to hit test action. And as you can see, it just switched the scene. So this is actually pretty good because I'll be honest with you, I'm not a fan of the software that comes with this program, that comes with this hardware device. So when I sit here and I tell you that, you know, this gives you a little bit more flexibility, I would suggest using it. Like, I don't even have the Elgato software installed. Like, this thing is running off of my Raspberry Pi that they don't even have an installer for. So that's pretty much it. But you're able to actually like sit here, change the scene. I could change the scene to 3. I could change the scene to 4. I could change the scene to 5. And you can just sit here, just make a button for each one. And be like boop, 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 boop. You could actually have it do multiple things. So if you wanted to basically switch to this scene, play a video on the hyperdeck, and put another scene into preview on the switcher, you could do all of that shit that you want. You could do all of that. The flexibility that you have with this is really, really cool, and it allows for me to actually have more power over everything that I'm doing. So that's pretty much it for that. To some people, I know this is boring, but I know others are having fun enjoying this. But yeah. Either way, I think I'm gonna end it there. We took a deep dive. Well, we took a deeper dive into CasparCG. We dipped our toes into Companion a little bit more today. There isn't much more that I can really tell you. It's literally all there. Yo, what's up, Static? I mean, if you have a question, Static, let me know. Oh, you're having a fucking ball? Okay, well, that's good to know. Because here's the thing. I try to read the energy of some people, and I try to just basically, like, stick to it that way. You know? So I'm going to continue on since you're having a ball. What I'm going to do is I'm basically going to set this up as if this was a Capcom Fighters stream. And we're going to go through all of this properly. All right? So I don't know if you realize it. So going forward, we basically have 4 lines of video. We have 4 ways to play video. And then we have 2 channels for key and fill. Now, normally I would want all of these to be key and fill, to be honest with you, because I want to be able to be flexible, to be like, okay, that channel is being used, let's move it over here. Or this channel is being used, let's put it here. Or, you know, like, I want to have the flexibility of moving to another channel. So I love the idea. I really, really love the idea of having 4 channels of key and fill. I love it because imagine being able to be like, okay, hey, how does that graphic look on this? How does that graphic look on that? How does that graphic look on that? How does that graphic look on that? To have all of that, it's fucking cool. You get what I'm saying? Because you have the flexibility, but the problem is that the way that the ATEM is set up, you really have a preview of this, and that's it. You could have this shit the way that we have it currently, where we just have the 2, and we call it a day, because that's channel 1, this is channel 2, which is going to pop up here on 39. Something that, and I believe I touched on this the other day, was this is something that I learned. So if I switch this to channel 2 and I put this on channel 9 and I say, hey, play, it actually plays it with the other graphic. So what's crazy is that if we were to bring this in live on another camera, so let's put it on. So let's put camera 34 in live. This there. So like you see how it's both there? So if I go back to this and I say, hey, back up. Like something I've learned is that it definitely doesn't play it out properly. So it's literally whatever plays first. All right. So that's pretty much it. Let's do this. I want to adjust something over there. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Ugh. All right, so something I've noticed is that there's a white noise coming from somewhere. I'm basically going to turn down everything just so I can make sure that there's no white noise coming from anywhere. Anyway, so let's dive a little deeper into CasparCG. So, like I was saying, when we are setting up for certain shows, we tend to, we have to make sure that everything is working properly. So I'm going to put this back on 10 and 1. So now downtime is always going to be to itself and whatnot. And we're basically thinking about shows for Capcom and, how we would go about doing things and how we would, when we transition from one scene to the next, from one to the next, one to the next, one to the next, how is it that we're going to go about that? That's how I am able to assign which channel each one goes to. So a perfect example is I know if I go from downtime, I'm going to go into the video, which means I could get rid of it. And then, I could have this play into the next one. So I would normally just clear it out when we switch over to the video. So I'll have it clear whatever channels it needs to clear. And that'd be that. I feel like I can't be heard. That's right, I can't. You know why? Because my fucking headset's died. All right, that's better. See, like, I like being able to hear myself because it lets me know that I can be heard. Either way, so if we were to continue setting this up so that this way, we have certain things where we need them to be exactly when we want them to be, I guess the best way that we can actually go about this is to completely set this up. But like I was saying before, we basically set these things up to actually work a certain way. That is pretty much all it really is we're just making sure that, each thing is in the right channel. So one thing that I never really got a chance to actually try is literally the brackets. So now, if we were to actually do the bracket, I guess the best way for us to do the bracket would be to possibly, because the bracket is literally like 3 parts. And now that I know that I could actually do something like this, I'm really more intrigued to do this. So, perfect example. When we do the 2 camera shots or the 3 camera shots with Capcom's overlays, they look kind of weird. So perfect example of that is if we go to the videos and we have the broadcast, Capcom Pro Tour broadcast. Let's see. So here's the side by side, right? But there's no chroma. How did I do this? Oh, wait. I know why. Because there were images. Hold on. If we go to images, and we go here, fuck the crop shit. Teams, icon, image, 2 video mask. It's not it, not it, not it, not it, not it. These are sponsors, teams. We have PSDs. I think it's because I took a PSD and I actually did something else with it. Oh boy. The joys of trying to find something. It's like, here's the bracket. Like, this is the video or the image of the final bracket. All right, so let's take a look in the media. We go here, broadcast package. Like pre-match, we had so 2 shots side by side. Okay, so it is an HTML. Let's see what this looks like. Okay, so that's it. Right? I think I basically was overlaying this a weird way when we did it. But now that I know how to do it, we can do it. Do it. Yeah. Yeah, do it. So if I wanted to add this, we can just go here, scroll down, HTML page, local, this, side by side, and we could play it. So you guys can see it's in 39. Like, I couldn't get this to work in OBS because for some weird reason OBS was just being stupid. But CasparCG obviously handles things a lot better than fucking OBS. So fuck OBS. I'm kidding, I'm kidding, I'm kidding. You know how many people get mad at me when I say shit like that? All right, so let's take a look at some more things. All right, so we have the side by side. Fuck. I know I created one. All right, let's try something. I want to see something here. All right, so if we were to go to config, go to import, export, let's export this as that, all right? That's done. So, you know what? Delete this. And if I go to my Google Drive, and we scroll down, do 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 do. I know I have this somewhere. Yes. Download. When was this? This was 2024. Ooh, yeah. Did this download or no? Okay, so look how stupid this is. This will not download at all, ever. Will not download. So we'll copy the link. All right, get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. All right, so we import this. All right, so this is something I've been like working on for quite some time. This requires my just macros install. So let's get my just macros going. So now the funny thing is we need to make sure that everything is right with our scripts and everything because a lot of our scripts have changed. So now Just Macros is a piece of software that I bought because it does some amazing things with my superstores. What we could do is we could actually go to our superstores here, not here. We could go to our superstores here and you could see that that's there. And if I go back to my parsec, I could cycle through a bunch of these. So hold on, if we go to Supersource Art, put in the background. Execute, 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 execute. So as you can see, these are all the different things that's going on that you could see going on within the fucking lovely ass thing here. So this one right here is the CPT one. Now, what's great about this is if I go back to the ATEM software and I say, hey, bring that to the foreground, ta-da, we lit. We litty in this bitch. Like, we basically have the ability to now just show two things in these boxes. So it's supposed to be player 1 and player 2. So I guess that's camera 3. Something I also learned about Companion is I can actually set what goes in these boxes. So that too is also great. So when I run a script, it can run that. So, seen as, hold on. Yes, replace the current configuration. Houston, we have a problem. Okay. So now my buttons look like this, which is exactly how it should look here. So what it looks like there is what it looks like here. So now the thing is, now if I were to type in game 1 in this, obviously something is not right. So what's not connected? Let's find out. Just macros. So now we need to find out what's the IP address here because obviously there's something wrong with this connection. So let's see. If we go to change adapter and we look at, oh, it is plugged in via Ethernet. So this is 26. Edit. So 26. All right, so Please excuse me as I am trying to get this to work properly. All right, so that's my MDA one. So this is most definitely an MDA one. This is most definitely a side by side. Okay, so this one does not change. That one is good. So I legit just need to go in here and just work on this. It's like I don't want to, but I know I have to. See the 4-cam one. So that's what this is. So hold on. Let's see. What are the 4 cameras set to be? Presets. Box 1. Box 2 is camera 3. We'll set that to camera 32. 32. Oh wait. You know what? That's fine. Box 3 is camera 33. Box 4 is camera 34. All right, so there you have it. The graphic we would normally have underneath here is from Final Round. But now that I know that I can actually mess around with the foreground and all that other good shit, we Gucci. But I think we're going to start moving forward with doing certain things. In fact, now that I know that I can actually just get the graphic from CasparCG and just have it done that way, makes my life a fucking breeze. Like, you want to... I'm trying to think. Let's do that. Let's download the Final Round graphics and... because that's what most of these layouts are for. Like, I could legit just download this. Like, people don't seem to realize that, like, yo, we had a ton of crazy ideas that we were going to do. Huh. Looks like I don't have those graphics anymore. It's kind of annoying because I legit sat here and busted my ass on that shit forever. That's what I thought, motherfucker. Shit. Like, this is annoying. So we're basically going to set this up as if we were doing final round. Also, just a bit of advice: if you use our RAR files and you send it to me, I'm not gonna be happy because I do not use RAR at all. Like I use zip. That's it. Like there is no purpose to need to have RAR files. Let me just say that much. Now I just realized I downloaded it to this and I need it here. I legit need it here. So paste and go. So another thing that's really cool about another thing that's great about CasparCG is basically what you're about to see now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna extract all of these. I'm gonna browse. I'm gonna put these desktop CasparCG server into the media folder, and it's gonna go into its own folder. At least I hope. It didn't. Okay, it did. Because I was about to flip the fuck out if it didn't. That's something I normally do is I'll make a folder and then within the folder, everything lays in there. So as you guys can see, there's a 2 camera, 3 camera, 4 camera, be right back, replay, and starting soon. So I technically could have things situated here. So what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of all of this. We're going to leave that stuff there because those are going to be our placeholders. Obviously, because we don't have other feeds to show. So we're just going to leave it there. Where's my chat? There it is. The fuck? All right, so I'm already seeing red here, which means something disconnected here. Refresh. Pick 6, pick 6. All right, so the entire configuration is basically on this. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna restart the Raspberry Pi, so you guys know I can't even put it up here, because yeah. It's kind of getting hot. All right, so if you notice, I deleted that scene out of player 1. So I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create one. I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna go clear channel. Oh, my bad. Play out, clear channel. So now nothing is there. All right, so got this. Okay, so we got our Pi back up. Our Pi is back up. Let's refresh. All right, all our buttons are there. So if I hit this, this is the hyperdeck. Huh. I don't know what's going on with this. It's legit triggering me. Oh, okay. I know what it was doing. It's updating. I forgot. All right, this looks a little bit better. It's like legit doing a bunch of updates. Like I'm looking at it over here. It's legit just being a fucking pain in the ass. I think the auto config is the one that I ended up having to do. Let's see, 24. Okay, so it has the 40, has the 40 inputs and all that other good shit. Okay, cool. We're good. Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, goo. All right, there we go. So it's reconnecting now. Yeah, I think this thing is being really slow right now. Like this one has a shit ton of macros. Why? I don't fucking know. And then I literally only have 10 inputs because it's working in 8K. But if I set this to the constellation, okay, that's better. That's better. $26. 26. All right, so that's all good. 6250, that's all good, that's all good. So if we go to instances and let's say I hit this button, goes to the 2 button, goes to the 2. I hit the 4. I'm starting to think something is like up with it because it just rebooted again. And it's legit because I changed this. So anytime I change something and I apply it, I have to wait. Like legit, have to wait. So watch this. If I hit this button, okay, did it. If I hit this button, it didn't do it. If I hit this button, it does that. If I hit this button, it does that. If I hit this button, it does that. I hit this button, it does this. If I hit this button, it does that. And that's perfectly fine. I'm cool with that. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to basically add our graphics in. So if I go here, so now what's great about this is if we were to come here and we look here, you would see Final Round Scoreboard, Street Fighter 5. And if we keep scrolling up, it's literally scrolling, it's literally scanning the media folder for new files. So if I were to go to my images and I search for well, actually, first I need to go to library, refresh. So it's going to refresh the library now. And as you can see, more shit was just put into here. If I go to F, so final round, we have 2, 3, 4, 5 camera. 2, 3, 4, be right back, and this. And if we take this and we just drag it all here, ta-da, we're done. Okay? Like, there's nothing else left to say about that. So we have our 2 camera, right? So something I'm going to do is I'm going to say remote triggering is going to be allowed, because with remote triggering, what we could do is we could set something within our button presses for each button, and it will basically play that and enable the overlay to actually play there where we fucking need it. So boom. All right, so here we go. So first one, we're going to say 2 cam, right? 3 cam. 4 motherfucking cam. All of these are going to be overlays, obviously, right? Which means everything's going to come from channel uno. So anytime we have a super source, I'm going to basically want it from channel 1, which means I always want to keep things a certain way. All right. So what I'm going to do is delete this. All right. So bam, that's done. All right. So now, first things first we need to do is we need to figure out, okay, so this button here works, but is it the right macro? So we have to go into the macros, and we actually have to like now double check it. So what we need to do is like we need to close it. We need to edit our macro. We need to edit our macros so that we know which one we're working with. And we have to make sure that the buttons that we have selected here, because we have a button for game plus player 1, game plus player 2. So it's player 2 on this side, but the game's on that side, and all that other good shit. And the way that this looks is this is game plus 1, but game plus 2 doesn't necessarily do what it's supposed to do. So fun. Juice, if you are here and you want to jump in Discord, please let me know, because yeah. Just give me a ring. All right, so these are our scripts. So if you didn't tune in last week Wednesday, I actually created a couple of new scripts, a couple of new layouts for MDA's stream that we've been doing, which is done every Saturday on MDA Let's Play. So we have a 3-host, 2-host game, and that's pretty much it, because we only get the game from one, so we just have the host in the game. That's it. So what I need to do now is I need to find my game plus 1. So 1 is that, 2 is that still, but for some weird reason, when we go to game P2, it's not loading. Super source number 2. Put that shit to 1, baby. Okay, so I think I figured out why they've been fucking up. All right, so if we go back, so these are going to be right. The ones that are going to be wrong are things like this. So game full, which is set to 25. So if we go here and we jump all the way down, 25 is actually MDA host 1 and 2. So we actually need it to be, so if it's game full, it's got to be 28. So if we go back into here and it's game full, we need it to be 28, 28. Done, done, done. All right. So the next one, game full, we need to do player 1 full. So if we go to player 1 full, it's actually 27. So if it's 27, we'll go here, here, 7, 7, save. Let's see, player 2 full is 28. Sorry, 29. So we'll go here. Change this to 29, 29. Save. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back, make sure I save each one of these, because if I don't, then something's going to fuck up. All right, so this is saved. So commentary full is 30. But I don't have a button for that. Nah. So SBS is 23. So side by side, which is this one. So side by side should be 23, not 17. So 23. 23. Save. 23, 23, 23. Trying to think what else. Bifu explains. That's right. Is that right? Because what did we make side by side? We made side by side 23. But side by side isn't 23. Side by side is, oh wait, SBS 1 plus 2. So I need to rename that. So this should be 0. Okay, so side by side full is 17. All right, so that was right. So 23, which is mine. Bifu explains. All right, so now that we're done, we can close this all. Go back to just macros. Open just macros. Now we can minimize just macros. Minimize. So if we do this. See, the problem is that it takes a while for this shit to fucking decide, hey, I see it, I'm down. Fuck. See, like, what doesn't make any sense is the fact that now, like, the Raspberry Pi is starting to legit act up, which is something it never did. Never did. Like, the Pi has never, like, fucked around. Like, you'll see it come up. Once this comes up, lets you know that the Pi is actually back up. All right, so all the instances are loading. 21, Constellation, apply, instances, disable, enable. I think it's dumb that I need to do this. Cancel, enable. Because when you delete something, yeah, it becomes a fucking problem. I think we're good. So if I do that, that's exactly what it's supposed to do. See, that's slow. That was slow. All right, so this is what we're going to do. We're basically, since it's partially working, we're going to start. Okay, so we're going to get rid of this macro. We're going to get rid of this. And what we're going to do is we're going to run an OSC integer. Fuck, how does this work? This is how it works. So to cam delete, subtract, delete, and we'll add this integer, add that one, done, right? So now if I say, hey, do this. What's killing me is it's not playing. It's channel 1. Channel 1 war report. The war report. Okay, so normally what that means is I'm sorry. I tend to break into song from time to time. So let's see. Who can play? Let's make sure. All right, so we got to figure this out. For some weird reason, this is not playing. And a lot of times, the reason why shit doesn't play is because it needs to be refreshed. So we're going to refresh. In fact, we're going to actually look for the CasparCG GUI bullshit. Is it Superfly TV? All right, so as you guys can see, with this basically runs everything in one little area, and I have the ability to basically just say, hey, you guys are good. English is the language you guys should be doing. I mean, you're right. All right. So let's get back to the desktop. Let's get the client back up. Client. No, you didn't stump me. All right. Yeah, that's right. So F2, 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 F2. So all of that's working. All of it. Not like to stump me is like to give me like a verse from like Can We Rock by Fushnikins. What's up, Doc? Can we rock? That'll stump me. All right, so something is up because 6250. So I want to see something. So if we go back to buttons and let's go to scoreboard. So score. So let's say we name this one score. Let's go back to config, put this back to 6250, hit apply, and if we hit scoreboard, it's not playing it. Four, apply. Why do I have a feeling it's fucking three? Three. There it is. 3. 2 cam. All right. I just needed to make sure that it fucking plays it. 37. A 38. A do. 45, 47. A do. A 45, 47. All right, so we're here, right? So now, the next thing that we have, we never set one up for this. And I realized that we never set anything up for the 3 cam. So the 4 cam is the only other one that we could do. So let's get that going. So we'll go to buttons, 4 cam. We could cancel. Okay, and then we can come in here and send integer. Copy. Paste. 4 cam. And now if we test that action, so something I don't like is how long it takes. So it's legit like I have to wait like 5 seconds before I'm able to push a button. So if I want to go game full, which will now become a problem because, oh, actually it wouldn't. So anytime we go game full, we would say this, and then we'll send an integer. Send integer. OSC path to cam stop and move that up. For cam, move that up. So we're here, right? Let's go 4 cam. That's there. Go 2 cam. Good. Go game full. So, oh, because I said to play it. So stop. Test action. So here. So let's say we're here. And I want to go from here to game full. Oh, success. So I think the key here is literally we're able to do some fun things this way. So something that people won't realize is that we're doing things a certain way. So with the way that we have this set up, we can actually make it a little bit more intricate. So like, let's say we wanted to change the videos that's being played here. So let's say I want an actual video. I want an actual video in all 3 of these. And then in all 3 of those videos, I want all 4 to actually be a video. So if I wanted to change the box, let's say I wanted to change the order of all the boxes, right? So we can do that in this. We could basically set the boxes and then have it go. See, but the problem is that I don't want to do that because I'm never going to do that. But I would like to have the boxes set to a certain way. So like, let's say I wanted Super Source 1 to be a certain way. And let's say I want it to be like a certain set of boxes. So I could create a button that sets the boxes to be a certain thing. So let's say we were going to make a new one, right? So let's make a new button. Actually, yeah. This is me testing shit. So let's erase this. Let's make a regular button. Hold on, let's go here and let's erase all of this shit. Here, erase. All right. Because like I had music and everything being played through this shit, and it was beautiful. It was lovely. It was luxurious. It was fucking fan-fucking-tastic. But let's get back to this. So let's say we wanted to set all the buttons, all the cameras to be something else. So I'm going to basically change the order. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go to ATEM and we're going to basically say, hey, change the supersource box. All right. So I need to know what are the boxes. So box 1 is host 1, which we're going to change. We're going to change that to like 34. So box 1, you're going to become 34. All right. Box 2. Box 2 is 32, so we'll make that 33. 33, and then box 3 is 33, so we're going to make that 35. And then box 4 which is 34, we're going to make 32. All right, so that's for that button, right? So I'm going to create one that's going to put it back so what the way it is right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this button and I'm going to put it here. Oh wait, cancel. Copy this button, put it here. All right. So for this button, it's going to be set 1 SS 1. This is going to be set 2 SS1. All right, so how it is now is how we're going to set it. So box 4 is 34. Box 3 is 33. Box 2 is 32. And then box 1 is host 1. Yeah, that's basically it, right? So you guys could see the 4 there. I'm going to press set 1. So I moved everything around, set 2. Set 1, set 2. So now what I want you to realize is that just macros isn't using this, and it seems to be going just fine. So it's either I need to disable the firewall on the just macros machine or something else, because when I try to do this to this, it's sluggish. But if I was to do this and this and this and this and this, like I could sit here and do this all day. Go to the 4 cam. Let's move them around. So like that moves faster. But the moment that I try to do this, oh wait, sorry, I should have did this one. It goes kind of wonky. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. So hold on. If I go game full, I go to 4cam. That was actually pretty cool. I like that. I actually like doing it this way more than doing it the other way. All right. I think it's about that time to go because it's 12 o'clock. I've been doing this for roughly about 3 hours. How long have I been streaming? 3 hours, I think. Yeah, roughly about 3 hours. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, please DM me. Don't DM me. You can ask the questions openly on Twitter. You can also email me at bifuplease, BIFUPLZ @bifuteki.com. It's BIFUPLZ BIFUTEKI.com. Best way to actually reach me is probably through Twitter. So if you have any questions, please just go ahead at Bifuteki and your question, and I will respond to that promptly. With that being said, I'd like to say thank you to each and every single one of you for tuning in. Tomorrow, we'll probably do a little bit more. I have a bunch of meetings tomorrow, actually. But if I'm not tired or worn out from those meetings, I will see to it that, we get to hang out, we get to talk, and all that other good stuff. And we'll probably finish up some of these scripts because, we're just trying to make everything perfect. And I'm trying to make something that's uniform to everything that we do. You get what I'm saying? So, like, every event that we do, we tend to use these typical layouts. And if I have something that's basically set for this, so like I said, I want to be ready for, like, if NEC was to be like the next tournament that we're doing, or if Winter Brawl is the next tournament that we're doing, these are some of the layouts that we use. We want to be ready. We want to be perfectly ready. So I want to have my CasparCG set up. I want to have my graphics and everything set up. I want to make sure that everything that I have is set to go for anything in the future. So that's pretty much it. I am basically going to say peace out to every single one of you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you everyone who tuned in on YouTube. I appreciate you guys. We had a lot of people tuning in on YouTube, had a lot of people tuning in on Facebook and all that good stuff. But with that being said, for you guys on Twitch, holy shit. For all you guys on Twitch, we're actually going to be hosting someone, so please stick around while we try to find that host. I think I'm gonna send you guys over to you know what? I'm gonna send y'all to the wife because they're watching something. Don't know why they decided to do what they're doing, but whatever. So I'll see you guys later. I'll see you guys later. All right? Peace out.